For my girlies tired of getting their hair appointments canceled last minute, this is an in-depth side part quick weave tutorial that you can do at home. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, then keep on watching. So y'all, we are starting off with some fresh hair. As y'all can see, my hair is nice and blow dried. And I am going to go ahead and use my rat tail comb just to part out my part. I am doing a C curved part for my quick weave because I feel like side parts just look better when it has like a slight curvature versus when it's just straight. So I'm just sectioning out my side part C curved leave out, and you want to make sure that you have enough hair out where it covers the track but not too much where you see more of your hair than the actual tracks. Now for this deep side part quick weave, I do like to leave my edges out because I am relaxed and I feel like it just makes it look super natural versus just doing the C part. So once I have my part carved out, I am now going to go ahead and braid it away just to make sure that, you know, it doesn't get stuck when we are doing our wig cap protective shield. Now, once that is done, I am going to go ahead and part my hair down the middle and the back, and I'm going to do these two big old dookie braids. You want to make sure that you do get it as flat as possible. But yeah, y'all, this is the whole point of a quick weave. You want to make sure that it's actually quick and not do a real braid down. I literally just did 2 Iverson braids on each side and making sure that all of my hair is, you know, souped into place and no hairs are sticking out. The braids are semi-flat, but it doesn't matter if it's a bit bulky because the tracks will cover up a bit of the bumps though. So yeah, y'all, if you do have thicker hair than me, I would definitely say go for more braids, but this was honestly enough for me to do. And I'm just gonna go ahead and braid down those braids entirely all the way down to the ends, and this is how it should look. As y'all can see, real simple and really quick. Now it is on to doing our protective shield for our glue install, and I'm going to go ahead and use a black wig cap and tuck the braids inside. Again, I'm not sewing down anything because this is a quick weave and not a sew-in. But yeah, once I got that wig cap on, I am going to cut some holes around my ear areas just so that the wig cap can sit really flush on my head. So when we do apply the protective shield bond, it doesn't lift up when we start cutting it off, and we just get all the pieces down. And as you can see, this is how it should look. Now I am going to go ahead and use a lip pencil just to carve out my leave out so I know exactly where I'm placing my protective shield. Now I do use the Salon Pro 30-second Moroccan Argan Oil protective shield, and I'm using a dye brush just to apply it. And you really want to make sure that you get it everywhere, specifically the edges and also around the perimeter of where our leave out is at. And you really want to make sure that you get that area nice and down and just secured, because when we're cutting it off, we do not want any hair exposed. And I'm just going to go ahead and place that all throughout the hair and let that dry completely. Y'all, do not cut it off and it's still wet. Make sure it is completely dry before you cut it off. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off in sections. I just cut some slits around the temple areas and around the ears just so I could kind of cut in sections and get the cut as precise as possible. Now, just be very careful when you are cutting out the area where your leave out is at. You don't want to cut your hair by accident. So I'm just lifting up the cap slightly and just cutting out on the sides of my leave out. That's why we braided it down. Otherwise, I would have cut off my hair by now. But yeah, y'all, you just want to make sure you do that. And this is how you should look, okay? The bond is bonding. We're nice and protected, babes. And literally there is no sewing down. But now it is on to the fun part. We got some bundles from the TikTok shop. This is from Le Beauté Hair. I have 28, 26, 24, and 22 inches of their body wave hair. And I am going to go ahead and use my Salon Pro 30-second glue. And what I am doing is I'm making sure that I am placing my tracks almost in a U shape. And my first lay down of my tracks are going to be right behind my ears. And that'll be my guide for my U shape. And as we're getting closer and building up on top, we are going to go ahead and start curving where there is more space at on my cap, if that makes any sense. I hope I made sense with that one. But yeah, y'all, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that I'm gluing down the tracks first. And for the first bundle, I did go ahead and double the tracks because I really wanted the hair to look really full. And also we have 4 bundles, so I had the ability to double up some bundles, okay? If it was 3 bundles, we would have just singled it. But yeah, now it's on to the second track. As you can see, we're now bringing it towards the face, and we're going to go ahead and start curving it. Now, when it comes to spacing out the tracks are pretty close together, but they're not sandwiched to one another. You do want to leave a bit of space between each track, but not too much. And right now, as y'all can see, the tracks are starting to lay in a U shape. And like I said, as I'm getting closer and closer to the front, I do want to create a bang area. So I am curving upwards, especially towards the area where there's more of the wig cap being shown on the opposite side of the part. And I'm just curving upwards so we can kind of create that deep side part effect. And once we get to the edge, we just curve it up, just like that. So we should be getting a U-shape type of vibe or a horseshoe type of vibe. And as we're getting closer and closer, I do like to leave the side that doesn't have much wig cap alone for a little bit, and I just start filling in the sides where there is more wig cap being shown, and just keep on curving it and curving it until we get closer to our leave out, and then we complete both sides. So as y'all can see, I'm just placing my tracks vertically now and not getting the other side where it doesn't have much of the cap being shown. And I'm just placing them vertically and curving them, still creating that bang effect and filling in that area. And now once we are about to finish off the track, now we're going to go ahead and finish off the other side as well too. And you want to make sure that you're placing the track right next to your leave out, just so that it blends and that we don't see any of the cap. All right, now once we are done, we're now gonna go ahead and prep my hair. I am using my Andis hot comb, and I'm gonna go ahead and just hot comb the waves, especially towards the root or the weft of the hair, because I do want to curl my hair and get some big bombshell curls, but making sure that the roots aren't super wavy. But I did leave the rest of the hair wavy so it could curl easier. Now it is on to our leave out. I'm taking out my leave out, and we're gonna go ahead and now part my hair into the C curved part. And you wanna make sure that each side is covering your tracks. And now it is on to flat ironing. I am going to use my Tresemme Keratin Smooth Heat Protectant and then my Frontal Queen wax stick just to tame my flyaways and overall get my hair super duper flat. And now I'm using my Bedhead Small Flat Iron. I think this is in the 3 3/8 inch. And I'm just going to go ahead and flat iron my hair just so that it can match the texture of the bundles. And as I can see, the blend is actually really, really good. It's considering that this hair is more on the silkier side and my hair is definitely more on the yucky side, I would say. But now it is on to curling my hair. I did go ahead and layer my hair off camera. I have many videos of how I properly layer and curl my hair in depth, so go ahead and check out my channel for those videos. And what I'm doing right now is I'm curling upwards. This is my Babyliss curling iron in the 1 1/2 inch barrel, and I'm just gonna go ahead and curl upwards for just those voluminous type curls. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pin my curls just so that they can cool down, because you don't want to drop your curl while it's hot, otherwise it's not going to retain the curl. And for my bang area, I'm going to curl away from my face, just so that we can have that swoop effect. And now once that is done, I did my makeup off camera and it's cooled down. I am going to go ahead and take down the pins for my curls. And I would definitely say this hair held an amazing curl, but I wasn't the biggest fan of this hair overall. I don't think it's hair that would last you forever. I think this is just hair that is good for a very quick weave for just a week or two or so. But I am going to go ahead and use my rake comb, and I'm going to just diffuse those curls. And these are the final results. I hope y'all found this video very informative and beginner friendly. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more hair content.